Explaining the Great Emu War. Following World War II, both British and Australian soldiers were given plots of land by the Australian government. Many of these soldiers would become farmers. However, it would be hard to grow things like wheat due to the harsh Australian climate and due to the Great Depression, which had caused wheat prices to plummet. Emus were the national animal of Australia and were a protected species. However, they had been classified as vermin due to 20,000 of them eating crops from these farms. Because of this, the ex-soldiers would call upon the Australian government, specifically the Minister of Defence, Sir George Pearce, to give them machine guns and ammunition. Hearing their pleas, Major G.P.W. Meredith, along with 2 soldiers, would be sent out wielding Lewis light machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition to kill the emus. They quite confidently believed that it would be easy to kill the emus, especially at point-blank range with machine guns. On the 2nd of November 1932, the men went to Campion, where some 50 emus were spotted. The men would attempt to ambush the emus, however the emus would split up into groups and would run away, making it hard for the men to aim at them. A second round of gunfire would be able to kill, and I quote, a number of emus. A few days later, the men would spot 1,000 emus and would once again plan to ambush them. Just like the previous time, the emus would scatter, making it hard for them to fire at them, even at close range, and to top it all off, one of the Lewis light machine guns would even jam. During this encounter, only 10 emus would be killed. The next tactic that the soldiers would use would be to mount the Lewis gun on the back of a truck to try and shoot at them while driving. However, there would be flaws with this plan as well, as the emus would still be able to outrun the truck, and the bumpiness of the ride made aiming nigh impossible. This plan would be halted when a lone emu would become stuck in the truck's steering wheel. Talks inside of the Australian House of Representatives, along with the negative public backlash, which was seen after their humiliating defeat against the birds, would force the soldiers to withdraw. Throughout the first excursion, only around 200 emus would be killed, and out of the 10,000 rounds of ammunition, 2,500 was wasted. Major G.P.W. Meredith would later go on to state, if we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these emus, it would be able to face any army in the world. On November the 12th, after more attacks on crops, a second excursion would be sent out, and this would go more successfully with an estimated 986 emus being killed. However, there was 20,000 emus in Australia, so looking at these poor attempts, it is safe to say that the emus, the birds, had won the war against the Australians. In conclusion, the Great Emu War was a nuisance wildlife management military operation undertaken in Australia due to concerns over the growing emu population of the country. Thank you for watching this video on the Great Emu War.